What are the thoughts of the police authority in terms of the introduction of safer neighbourhoods?
First of all, we're absolutely 100% behind it. We're really pleased that it's finally happened. We've been hoping for it for a long time. I spoke this morning at the launch and said to them that one of the reasons why we're so keen to have it happen is because constantly the public tell us they want to see more police out on the streets. It's the visibility that really matters. No matter how many they arrest, people don't feel they're getting policed properly unless they can see them. And so it's really important, and this initiative will make that happen.
Isn't there a danger now, though, that, all right, we'll see more police officers and police staff around, but they're doing the more touchy-feely stuff? They're not actually now getting criminals.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because that was one of the difficulties when the government first announced it. People thought it was all rather fluffy, to quote the minister. And it isn't. It's hard-edged policing. The minister also said this morning that one of the things we get is low-level intelligence from the community. I can tell you this, and I can't mention the crime because it would be giving something away, and it might identify the person who gave it to us. One of the worst crimes that's happened in this neighbourhood in recent times was given to us by a member of the public, with the information that enabled us to capture the villains that did it was given to us by a member of the public. They can actually get really hard-edged intelligence back into the police, and that's really a key part of it. There's a second part to it, really, which is working with our partners, the other services, the other protective services like fire and so on, but also the district council, the county council, and the voluntary agencies, of course. If we have a really good dialogue with them, that also brings forth intelligence.
How much work has been put into the introduction of these teams?
Oh, it's been huge, actually. It's been going on for a number of months. David Whitehouse, superintendent, has been in charge of it. He's been responsible for the training of the people, and it is breaking new ground for the cops themselves. Although they've all done patrols in their time, of course, but this working together and working particularly with police community sports officers, PCSOs and specials in a coordinated way, and working in a coordinated way with our partners, that's very new, and that needed training.
How closely have you as the authority worked with the force on this one, and have you seen completely eye to eye on it?
To answer your second question first, yes, it's been very straightforward and easy for us, that, because our consultation with the public was telling us it was necessary. The police were telling us it was necessary. It was a government directive anyway, but they were knocking on an open door, so that was really easy. As far as the involvement of the police authority itself is concerned, I happen to be chairman of the finance and audit panel, and I'm also chairman of performance management. So I'm very much linked into the provision of funding for them to do it, and they have to make business cases for that, which they do very successfully and have done. And for instance, at our last finance and audit panel, they put in a bid for extra, over and above what the government are already giving us in PCSOs, for an extra 15, and we agreed that money then.
I suppose what I'm saying is, has this been a case of the police force in Warwickshire and the authority working closely together to make it happen?
It really has. I have to say, I mean, I go to the Association of Police Authorities a lot, and I speak to a lot of chairs and chief constables, and I know that relationships are not always smooth between the two different sides of policing. But in Warwickshire, it's been absolutely wonderful for a good number of years now. It's been a really strong relationship. We're their critical friend, and we regard them as our critical friend. So they can criticise us in a friendly way, and vice versa. And it can be done in a nice, pleasant, constructive atmosphere.
So, safer neighbourhood teams have been introduced. Is that the job done, or is this the beginning of a much larger opportunity for policing?
No, Mike. The second part of your question is the key bit. It is the beginning rather than the end. What we know, no matter how well the training has gone, is that they will learn and learn and learn, and the cops themselves will be feeding into us what they can see as needs to be sharpened and changed, and new directions and so on and so forth. And so will our partners. So I think it'll become more and more sophisticated. And I can see that in a few years' time, there will be a much heavier emphasis on neighbourhood policing than there is now.